In the last view of this series I thought the small steam test plant was finished. However, I had some issues with the plant while making a steaming on the porch video with a Stuart 7A. I'll put a link to this video in the description below. I decided to make some modifications to the plant and add a video to this series. When I tested the steam plant with a Stuart 7A, there was excessive leakage from the safety valve, the end covers got really hot, the plant used a lot of gas, it took a long time to raise steam, and it couldn't sustain pressure very well. After this run I decided to make some modifications to address each of the issues I'd observed. This speeded up clip shows me removing the boiler band from one end of the boiler. I then removed the cap screw that holds the end cover in position. I then removed the end cover. With the end cover off, I used a Dremel tool with a cutting disc to trim back the fire tube as much as I could without disturbing any of the soldering. This will remove any restriction to hot gases flowing through the boiler. I cleaned the end of the fire tube up to remove any burrs after I had trimmed the tube. Next, I marked the circumference of the inner part of the end cover on a piece of ceramic insulation matting. I then cut out the disc with a pair of sharp scissors. I smeared some high-temperature RTV onto the inside of the end cover and then inserted the disc of ceramic insulation I had just cut. This insulation should help prevent the end cover getting too hot and keep the heat inside the boiler. I then replaced the end cover on the boiler with some RTV to seal it, installed the cap screw to hold the end cover in place, and reinstalled the boiler band. Before removing the end cover at the burner end of the boiler, I drained the boiler through the level glass blowdown. I then repeated the insulating process on this end cover. I replaced the safety valve with a spare one I had. The original safety valve was passing more than I would like and was probably contributing to the pressure issues I had when running the Stuart 7A. I started the boiler and noticed a few improvements straight away. The safety valve did not leak, the gases coming out of the stack were a lot hotter, the end covers were not as hot, and the boiler went from 0 to 50 psi in 20 minutes rather than the 35 minutes it had taken originally. When I ran the Stuart 7A, the boiler pressure still dropped, however the pressure stabilized at around 10 psi and ran the 7A consistently. I think a 1-inch bore and 1-inch stroke engine is the limit that this steam plant will run. At this point I considered the modifications I had made a success. I'll leave the video with the Stuart 7A running. So, that's the steam plant complete, hopefully. I'm more happy with the operation of the plant, thanks to the modifications I made. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to support my channel. Thank you.